Welcome to John F. Kennedy Airport here in New York City, and I'm about to travel to a new city that I am so excited to show all of you. That will remain a mystery until I go live for the first time from there. The first scheduled broadcast will be Thursday at 4 p.m. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. And join me for a little stroll through the airport. Hello, Crystal. Nice to see you here. Hello, George. Welcome. ABX Girl says, where are we going? I love these walkways, don't you? It's so cool. I wish that we would have more walkways throughout our cities, not just at airports, which is mostly the case. Hello, Kay. Hello, Mala. George is watching from a comfortable couch. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from, but not in terms of cities or towns, but let me know where you're watching from in terms of where you are. Are you on your couch, gardening, doing transcendental meditation to the soothing sounds of my voice? Let me know. So one thing I've always wanted to do with someone was to plan an entire trip, buy all the tickets, and let that special someone not know at all where we're going. I think it's rather fun. Let me know if that has ever happened to you. Has anyone ever done a trip spontaneously for you where you don't know where you're going? I mean, that's happened to me like using a car. That's happened to me maybe sometimes. Happened once for using a train, but never via airplane. So I figured, okay, let me do this. Instead of picking one special someone, let me do this with thousands of people online. So that's what we're doing. We're going to a random place. You don't know where we're going, but I hope your bags are packed because we'll be going to somewhere fun, or at least we'll find fun there somehow. Hello, Cecile. Nice to see you here. Hello, Susie. Katya says, I would love that. Yeah. Let's investigate the Hudson here. People always said, hey, what books do they sell here? Well, let's show you. I just gotta fix my jacket. I had my jacket tied over, but it's... I think that should be one indication of where I'm going. Hey, Ida from the Philippines, welcome. Nice to see you here. Oh, they play popular music. Okay, so that was a little bit of the magazines and the books that they have in there. You can see typical thrillers. Nowadays, which I'm kind of surprised by, there's a whole lot of personal development books, which been a huge fan of reading personal development books for nearly 15 years of my life. And only in the past 2 years, I've been seeing them sold a whole lot in these bookstores. They used to be only crime thrillers and maybe romance novels and maybe the odd autobiography by some gigantically famous person. B says, my favorite sweater again. Yes, because I'm obviously going to Maryland. How long is your flight? You stay tuned. I hope, let me know, do you have your bags packed? And are you ready to go? I mean, I'm not going to tell you exactly where we're going, how long it'll take to get there. All you gotta know, it's a non-stop flight. That's the only thing you gotta know. And I hope you have your bags packed, because we're going somewhere. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be in the US, but it's gonna be fun. No! Why is this closed? Why is Pete's closed? Did Starbucks put it out of its misery? No. Wendy says, I'm already packed. I have you in my pocket. Very cool, Wendy. Thank you so much. Do you need a passport, says Joe. Nowadays, I would always recommend carrying a passport. Yes, I am traveling within the US. I'm taking all of you within the US. Stay tuned. But yes, passports are always needed. It's always required. Katya says, do you check in the bag? No, this time around, I'm only carrying with this. Way luggage, really cool. And I have a backpack, right, that's for a laptop and gear, and this is what I use on a daily basis. Diane says, Boston. Maisie, nice to see you here. People are making guesses. Adam says, where in the US you haven't been? I actually barely covered the US. I have not been extensive in the US. I've done only the the East Coast, the Eastern Corridor. So which of these places will it be? Which will it be? Joe says, I'm going to California for some Hollywood meetings. Yep, I'm going to meet up with Kevin Feige of Marvel Studios. Going to discuss some business. How we can make Spider-Man the New York City hero again. That's what we're going to discuss. Where would it be? Where would it be? Place your bets. Where do you think it will be? Those are the flights in this airport, in this terminal. I am indeed flying in Delta. So, and if you are a super urbanist, you already know. So super urbanists and mega urbanists already have the heads up. They already know. And they know why I picked such a place. And I also gave them pro tips on how to best pick flights and lodging. So if you want to get access to that, go to patreon.com/urbanist. Otherwise, you'll have to wait a very, very long time to find out where we are. Like Thursday or tomorrow. Who knows? Thursday will be the first scheduled broadcast at 4 p.m. New York City time. So if you remember my last airport broadcast, I came here to Jamba Juice. Great place to grab a quick juice. Let me show you some planes.
Please keep your luggage with you at all times. Unattended luggage.
Susie says, yeah, I already know. Hey, Joe says, my brother-in-law works for Delta. I'm trying to reach him. Oh, cool. Joe, if you manage to do so, Do let me know. Do send me a direct message. Andrew sent 200 stars. Andrew, everyone, thank you so much for the stars. We have a 50,000 star goal to show you some cool European spots this summer. So thank you everyone who's been sending stars. We've gotten a whopping turnout of stars these past week. Susie, we are in Terminal 4 in John F. Kennedy Airport, New York City. Adam says, based on your sweater, it probably is Minneapolis, St. Paul. Which I assume also has a flag similar to what it looks like. Wendy says, can you say how long you'll be there? Yeah, I hope you packed for a trip that's 2 weeks long. So we'll be there for 2 weekends, and then we'll be going to a different place. And I hope you packed enough for about 2 weekends there. A little bit less than 2 weekends, but almost. A month. Majesty says Delta food is very stinky and gross. I think so. I quite enjoyed it. This is domestic, so there's no food. You can pay for food, but there's no food. So I might need to buy myself a Shake Shack before I gotta go. Ida says if you're going somewhere colder or hotter, I would say dress warm. Is quite necessary to have a few layers. Yes, you will need a few layers on this trip, so do pack accordingly. You know, I wish I could have shed the layers, because otherwise I would have brought a little bit less baggage, but that's why I got a jacket. Majesty says, I find airports to be very soothing. Me too. Let's see if we can catch the city skyline. Probably be towards the end of the airport. Montana, someone said, oh, I love that. How do you feel like Adam always asks great questions? Adam, no question is a stupid question in my opinion, so feel free to ask anything. Adam says, how do you feel taking trains instead of planes? I prefer train. If I could do this trip via train, specifically due to how far it is, but if it's less than a 4-hour flight, I would rather take a train. Oh, Rosalind, nice to see you here. Mighty Bull, hey Mighty Bull, nice to see you here. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Mighty Bull with the $5 super chat. Mighty Bull's a frequent super chatter. He says that he saw a bull yesterday in Action Kids live video. Mighty Bull, I'm glad you're on the lookout. Maybe we'll find bulls as well on our adventures. Any hints for your second location, says Susie? No, that's a little bit too soon, Susie, but stay tuned. I'll drop hints for the second location a little bit later, but let's focus on the first location. US or Europe, says I'm doing the US. Yes, doing the US. It's probably the West Coast, says Katya, since he's only been on the East. Otherwise I wouldn't be taking a plane. Hint, hint. I love trains. I would not be taking a plane if it were Boston or Philadelphia. And Susie says, I had to try. Are you going to Iceland? Oh, you know, it was in consideration these days. That's a good question. I was considering Iceland. Then I checked the weather, and it's colder than the place we're going to. So I did not want to experience more heavy winter in April, even though I'm still going to experience some winter. I also considered Paris, but I was a bit hesitant because there's a COVID surge in many parts of the world, and France is one of those countries that has shut down already twice. The main time in 2020, and then it shut down a second time, I think. It might be a third time. So I didn't want to take the risk just in case they decide to do that again. I also considered Ireland again, and to show you more different parts of Ireland. I just did not have the budget for it at the moment, and didn't have quite the time to try to organize with any tourism boards. And same thing with England. It was a little bit too soon to go back. And Amsterdam, still pretty tough to get in, so I didn't choose those places. And then of course I would love to go to Budapest. Hungary removed all restrictions, along with Romania, but it's too close to a war that's happening in the Ukraine, and I just didn't feel like taking the risk in case anything spills over, God forbid. Can you give us an example of the accent you're going to, says Gary. Gary, I wish. This is not the UK. The US does not have different accents. One hint I can give you is that they're known for screaming. That's one thing I can tell you. Brian says, I would say Minneapolis or Salt Lake City. Susie says, did you consider Edinburgh? It was a bit too soon to repeat Edinburgh. But I do want to go to the UK again. Hello, Christina. Joe says, just don't go to Ukraine or Russia. I'll do my best not to go to Ukraine nor Russia. Where's the other Shake Shack here? I think it's a bit further down. Anna, how about Japan? Great question. Japan is still tough to get in. Natasha says US has a bunch of different accents. I mean, we do, but not as many as the UK. Tony, a few people are guessing warm places. Instead of dress warmly, don't dress for warmth. I mean, wear layers. You gotta wear layers where we're going. It'll be inconsiderate of me to tell you to pack up your bags without packing a jacket and a sweater. You're gonna need it. Bring some good shoes as well. Hila and BB making guesses. Watching from Brazil, welcome. El Papo, I've dropped hints this past week of the place I'm going to. Some people are definitely picking up on it. So I've been dropping this past week. Dennis says Banff or bust. It is within the US. I'm not going to Banff. That's Canadian. I will confirm nor deny the hints I've been dropping, because you talk about a wide variety of topics, but feel free to write them down again. Rosalba says, are you traveling to Italy? Only US this time around. No Italia. Ooh, who wants to go to the lounge? Joe says Ariel's going to Buffalo. Oh, Joe cracked the code. Joe, how did you know I was going to Buffalo, New York? Trisha, good assessment on my hint about the accent of where I'm going. Oh, waitress says they scream a lot in Massachusetts, but you can take a bus or a train there. Hey, Rosalba says, wish you a safe flight. Thank you so much, Rosalba. I appreciate that. I think there's no more Shake Shack further down. No. Who removed? Oh, yeah, there is. There's one more Shake Shack down there. Justin, welcome. It's a beautiful airport, says Justin. Yep, I do come early, just in case. Always. I recommend coming at least 3 hours international flights. Domestic flights, if you're comfortable with the airliner, you have everything set, you're not doing checked luggage, you can risk it with 2 hours. Katya says, Katya, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I think it's Katya. Katya says it's a late April Fool's joke. I'm not going anywhere. Indeed, I'm just staying put. Miss Love, nice to see you here. Janelle says, does it have national monuments? I mean, I think most major cities in the US should have a monument. I hope that's the case. Rodolfo, oi, tudo bem? From Brazil, welcome. Metalhead says, good afternoon. By the time you come back to New York, I'll be moving back to New York. I just found out that the house me and my fiance wanted was accepted. Oh, I'm so glad. That's awesome, Metalhead. Congrats on the new house. Alex says, am I going to an awesome place to have a gigantic headquarters for the new urbanist conglomeration that will take over the world? I think that is a good guess. I would say yes. I would say yes. It would be a good place for a massive, gigantic corporate headquarters. Trish says your April Fool's Day vlog was so fun. Yeah. All right, here's the Shake Shack. Let me show you the prices. How do they compare? Barris says, nice to see you traveling again. Barris, I'm happy to be traveling again. I'm so glad I have the opportunity to travel. So the prices are almost the same, surprisingly. I think they're maybe $1 more than what you'll find in the city. Bob says the airport's so big he's going to walk into the end of the runway, just stay in the tent. Linda, nice to see you here. Welcome. All right, I'm coming back here. Let's take a breather. No windows at the end of the terminal. That sucks.
But I did. In about 10 to 15 minutes, it will be reflected on the box. Thank you.
Susie says, let's get food before we go on the plane. Indeed, I think that would be a requisite. No food on this particular flight, unfortunately. We have some very astute super urbanists here. Wow, some of you are quite the geography experts. So feel free to ask me literally anything you would like. I'm gonna sit down for like 5 minutes. Have you been on the Airbus plane before? Yes. I think I flew Norwegian. I think Norwegian used Airbuses. I've flown like Ryanair and EasyJet. I've been on plenty of European airliners before, so I think so. George says, make sure to get rid of the baggy stuff with oregano. Is the airport warm? It is warm, yeah. I dress warmer than usual when it comes to traveling, especially during this time of year, or to places that tend to be a little bit colder, because I wear my thicker sweater on me, so I won't take up too much space in my luggage. And then I wear my 2 jackets here. So I have a normal big coat, and I have a softer rain jacket right over here. And this is the bag I use, backpack. It's very heavy right now because I stuffed it with a lot of things. I have like water bottles in here and everything. But this is what I use on a daily basis as well. Kay says, I avoid flying Ryanair at all costs. Yes, the budget airliners usually aren't worth it, even here in the US. Well, of course, if you're in a super tight budget, then understandable. But if you can flex that budget by $100, $200, not even $200 here in the US, by $100 or less. Airliner like Delta, I like Delta, but I will also recommend maybe like JetBlue would be another great alternative. But budget airliners here in the US, I think they have a bad reputation. The only one I've enjoyed was Southwest Airlines, but I'm not sure. I think they're barely flying nowadays. Do they have cupcakes at expensive prices? The usual, says Ron. I think they all fly cupcakes at this destination, yeah.
From the front of the aircraft all the way to the rear. Once again, we will be operating a completely
Virginia says, will you ever go to Vancouver or to Canada? I would love to go to Canada, yes.
To the final destination. If you're willing to check in the bag at this time, please standing at the podium. It is free of charge, complimentary, and you will be able to board with our SKY Sky Priority. Thank you.
You're welcome. Susie says, I used to fly JetBlue all the time. Me too. Ever since I was like 11 years old, when it even first came out, I remember I was so amazed because it had a television on the back seat, which it was rare at that time for airliners to have the monitor in the back seat. And then beyond that, they had live television. I remember being blown away by that. And I would travel a lot every year to Puerto Rico with my family. Aida says, I love your sweater. Thank you so much, Aida. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ron says, am I going to be sleepless? I slept pretty well. I hope I won't be so sleepless when I go to this location. The TVs were a novelty, says Susie. Yeah, they were. Lynn says, I'm wishing you a wonderful flight. I'm so glad, Lynn. Thank you so much. Adam, nice to see you here. Barris, welcome. Barris, you're from Leavensworth. Ooh, where's that? George says, Ariel, say hi to AK since you're already there. Is Action Kid literally at the airport right now? Do let me know. Susie says, oh no, hope your flight isn't canceled. No, I don't think so. You can crash with me, says Miss Love, if you come to Toronto. Oh, thank you so much, Toronto. MK and other people are asking interesting questions. Trish says, okay, just join your Patreon. Now I'm on the secret. Yes, keep it to yourselves. Everyone, first scheduled live video will be this Thursday, 4 p.m. New York City time. Thursdays through Sundays. This entire month of April. Almost this entire month of April, except the very end because I'm flying. I will be going live Thursdays through Sundays at 4 p.m. These next 3 weekends, 4 p.m. New York City time, regardless of the location I'm in. Sally says, I can't wait to see your new adventures. Susie says, we're all looking forward to your new adventures. And Mo says, is he going to Alaska? And I love all the comments here. Van says, have you covered anything about Freemasons? I don't know too much about the Freemasons. I know about the Freemasons. I have a lot of content on the Freemasons. Is JFK your preferred airport? For me, it is, yes. I don't like LaGuardia. LaGuardia is hard to get to via public transportation. It's tiny, it's cramped. I don't like it too much. I haven't been to the new ones yet. Sarah, how come no mask, Sarah? Sarah, that is a good question. It's because I am oh, look at that. I'm eating. I'm eating. That's why. Yes. I've been eating. T-Money says, hey, lovely people. Yeah, welcome, everyone. So, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm in LA. I was recommending visiting Leavenworth, says Barris. Oh, interesting. A taste of Bavaria. Oh, yeah, I have heard about the German village in the West Coast. Oh, that is interesting. Crystal says he's having a snack. Yes, indeed, I'm having a snack. Oh, look at that. I'm also drinking water. Ah, yes. To Sarah asking why no mask. Mr. Fawn says from Miami, hey Mr. Fawn, nice to see you here. Robin says, thank you for the answer. My pleasure. So if you want to know where I'm going, stay tuned. 4 p.m. on Thursday. Though, who knows? Anything can happen. I can always go live a little bit earlier. So stay tuned. Always put that bell notification button on YouTube or right now on Facebook, write !notify, and you'll be notified when I go live. So write that down right now. And if you want to actually know at this very moment right now, you can follow me at patreon.com/ extra tours, extra in-depth footage that is not, you see those 3-minute short videos I do on TikTok and Facebook, and then the 1-minute videos on YouTube. Sometimes I have like a 40-minute version of that that goes in depth. So patreon.com/urbanist. Hey, Linda says, amazing, I need to drink water last time. They took 2 small bottles away and I had to pay $5. Yeah, so pro tip, have your water bottles empty. Places around the US and most places in Europe that I have encountered don't give you any grief for empty water bottles. It's only happened to me once, and that was like years ago. So have your water bottles empty, and in JFK Airport you can refill them. Of course, beware in the country you're from. I would not do that in Mexico. But if you're in the JFK, many US cities, the water is perfectly fine. You can refill it here. They have water purifiers and everything.
ERMC agents, gate
all right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Gate 39. Thank you.
Is that me? No, that's not me. Everyone, see you soon. I'm so glad you're excited for a new trip. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. See you somewhere, anywhere. Maybe we'll find some nirvana if we get there. And it will be mind-blowing and enlightening to a beautiful degree. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day.